Endurance racing, given its extreme demands, has always served as an excellent research and development programme, and so it is with regard to tyres. Recently, the governing bodies of the FIA World Endurance Championship, the FIA and the ACO, developed a tyre roadmap specifically for this championship. As part of this roadmap, any form of tyre heating has not been allowed since the start of 2023, with the exception of this year's 24 Hours of Le Mans race. Also, as part of this roadmap, the number of available tyre specifications is gradually being reduced.
Sustainability was really the key aspect of this change. The removal of the tyre heating has been introduced in 2023, which has led us to introduce some new regulation on, for example, minimum starting pressure on tyres with maximum cambers application on cars. Two reasons for the introduction of the tyre pressure and camber regulations. One, for performance reasons. You can gain performance advantage by using lower tyre pressure, for example. The other reason was to avoid having teams starting with too low tyre pressure at the beginning of a stint, which can impact the safety of the tyre itself.
This means for teams that they will have an opportunity to have additional saving in terms of the process, in terms of resources that they put on the track. Tyre heating is a very extensive process which requires a lot of time for people to prepare the tyres, to heat them, to use additional energy. If we remove all that, that represents significant changes and saving for the teams and for the whole paddock.
It was a great challenge for Michelin because we have to rethink our development of the tyres, because to have a tyre who starts with cold tyre means a new philosophy of casing, which is the skeleton of the tyre. So we have to make a tyre that is able to cope with lower pressure when the car is running. So it's a new development for casing and also for the compound, because the tyre works differently on the cars.
When we first heard that the plan was to move away from tyre heating, we had to understand how our product from last year, how it could cope with running without being heated. So we did an extensive test program. We tested at 4 different circuits without tyre heating to prepare for the season, to understand how our products were performing. And what we found out was that on both a construction point of view from the tyre and also on the compounds, our existing tyres were able to cope with that, and they would be within their operating window fairly quickly, within 2 to 3 laps. What we focused on mostly going into this season was to ensure the durability of the tyres. We know that to support the loads that these LMP2 cars can generate, there needs to be a certain amount of air pressure in the tyres, because that's what carries the load. We've worked together with the FIA and the ACO to have defined parameters of pressures and cambers that the teams need to respect, and we know that if they stay within those parameters, the tyres will be able to last the 2-3 stints.
Both Chevrolet and Cadillac Racing are in favor of moving away from the tire warmers. Firstly, from a sustainability perspective, we like that we're figuring out how to work with the tires that we have without having to put a lot of energy into heating them before we put them on the car. But in also terms of just experience, we've been running without tire heaters in other series that we've been racing in for a long time. So we think that the opportunity to not have to worry about juggling, making sure the heaters are working properly, means less personnel taking care of that and more focus on the cars themselves.
For the team, of course, there is some adaptation, there are some new procedures, but it's all a bit easier. We don't need anymore to send people early morning to put the tires on, to control the temperature, just go cold tires, cold pressure, that's it.
It's more easy to handle in terms of logistical and transport, freight and so on. So it's a good thing for us. It's a signal we send. We have the feeling to be on the right way for the planet.